If you've been publishing on Amazon and you haven't gotten any sales, I want you to watch this video. This is a very, very, very common mistake that people make when they start publishing. And it's really important to remember that we have to put in the reps, right? Like if you've had one book that did really well the first time you did it, you might have a knack for this. But like many of us that self-publish for profits, it's an iteration of the last book. And what tools can we take that we learned the first time we published that we're not going to do again, or vice versa? What worked? And we have to research, we have to pay attention to these clues to be able to increase profitability. My name is Jenny Hansen-Lane, and I've been publishing for 3 years. I've crossed 6 figures. I've published over 600 books, and I've audited hundreds of books. And there was a very common thing inside of there. We could spend this entire video talking about, cover creation, but we know that people judge a book by its cover, right? And people have different opinions about different things. So I want to cover one of the most important things so you don't fall into this pitfall time and time and time again. Let me share my screen because it is so common what I'm about to show you. So this is actually what I see a lot of people make a mistake with. You can see here, this is Amazon's help desk, and they give us the feedback. Make your book more discoverable with keywords. To make your book easier to find on Amazon, you need keywords that accurately portray your book's content. So if you're getting books sent back to you and Amazon says this is misleading, this is why. If you put the word ADHD on the outside of your book and it is nowhere inside of your book, you cannot say that low content book is for someone with ADHD. It is misleading, okay? So you need to think about accurately portraying your book's content in a keyword form, okay? Here's the other interesting thing. It says you need keywords that accurately portray your book's content and reflect the words customers will use when they search, along with factors like sales history and best-selling rank. Relevant keywords can boost your placement in search results on the Amazon store, right? Browse the topic below to learn more. Okay, so that's the first thing that people do, is that they're using keywords incorrectly. If your book does not actually talk about that inside, please do not use a keyword that would lead to misleading content. So when we talk about low content, don't just put up notebooks and journals and slap words on them that don't actually have any place, right? You guys know I've talked about I have dyslexia. Like if someone made a book and it said like notebook journal for someone with dyslexia and all it is lined pages, that's really disappointing, right? Like that's not going to help me. Maybe like print it like Japanese left, like right to left. And then, I don't know. Okay, so that's the first thing. Let's talk about the second thing because I want to show you this tool that I've been using. So best practices, Amazon wants us to combine keywords in the most logical order. Okay, so it says customers search for military science fiction, but probably not for science fiction military. How would we know what they're typing in, right? There's 2 things we're going to do in this video to show you that, okay? The best practices for the back end box, it says use up to 7 keywords or short phrases. Keep an eye on the character limit in each field. Before publishing, search using keywords you're considering on Amazon, okay? Why doesn't anyone listen to this? Every time someone says, I published a book that didn't sell, they didn't do this step. This is a best practice from Jeff Bezos. We need a new name for him, right? We talked about Beth Bezos, but that's like an anti-Jeff Bezos. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that we're trying to come up with a name. Okay, so listen, this is what they're telling us to do. Search it first, okay? When searching, look at the suggestions that appear in the search down field. Think like a reader. Imagine how you'd search if you were a customer. Okay, so this is a big deal. Let's actually go over to Amazon now that we've seen this, and let's do the best practices together. Okay, so here's the really important thing that you need to remember when we're doing the best practices that Amazon has told us to do, okay? The first thing is we are on Amazon Prime and we're under the book category. You can see that here. And then basically we'll use the ABC method to see what comes up. So Amazon says use the search box to see what actually comes up. And so that's what we're going to do here. Now, they gave that example of science fiction, books, fantasy, books, adults, Kindle books, romance. Now, I'm using an additional tool that's called BookBeam, and I'm going to show you BookBeam in a second. But if you didn't have BookBeam as a Chrome extension plugin, you would still see the drop-down menu. And here's the really interesting things. We call these keywords as a self-publisher, but there's another name that Amazon calls them, and that is customer search terms. And so here's the other golden nugget that I wanted to get across in this video. Let's actually type something in so you can see what we're talking about. Let's do, my kids have been into airplanes, and we've done an airplane book recently. Okay, so airplane coloring book. Okay, so let's look at our screen and see what comes up. This is really interesting. I want to know also anything green that you see on my screen is also the plugin for BookBeam. And I love this because it doesn't force me to go other places to find this data, okay? So the average best-selling rank is 357,000. 474 people are searching monthly for this phrase only, just this phrase. The average price is $8.60, and it has about $87, or 87 books that sell every single month, okay? And you can see that there are only 8,000 results. So that's one of the reasons that we started publishing in this niche, because it is low competition, okay? So let me just bring this up. Let's just look so you can learn from this video, because I want you to have that transformation of like, okay, I'm going to stop doing this thing. I'm going to start doing this thing, okay? So we've typed in the keyword or customer search term, airplane coloring book, okay? The first book that comes up, they are using ads to rank right here, but they are not selling every day. They have chosen to write airplane fun coloring book for toddlers. They've created more into that search term than already existed, okay? So it's just important to get clues from this. Now, look at the next book. They're also using ads, but they're making $9 a day. Instead of airplane, they decided to do the word aircraft, okay? That is a synonym, right? That is just that's just another word for airplane. And so that is a way that 1 year and 2 months ago, they published this book to set themselves apart, and it's working for them, right? And the reason why they chose aircraft is because they niched down and they're talking about fighter jets and helicopters. That is such a good example of niching down inside of a category, okay? The category that we're looking at is children's coloring books, and then a subcategory, it's probably not going to list on Amazon, but it's airplanes. And then a sub niche of that is aircraft. So I thought that is an awesome example, okay? The next one, aviation adventures. They're running ads to this. The book is 28 days old. It is probably sold 1 or 2 times because of ads. But what parent is typing in aviation adventures? Now, let's defend this self-publisher. If they are running ads, pretty soon, aviation adventures will become a keyword. But for those of you that are just starting, we want to focus on keywords and customer search terms that are being searched so we can get organic sales. When we get organic sales, it allows us to turn on ads because we want to use our book income to do that, okay? The next one is airplane coloring book. It's 3 months old, it makes $4 a day, and they're not using ads to rank. Now you might be asking, Jenny, how do you know they're running ads? Do you see below these 3 books? Sponsored, sponsored, sponsored. Okay. This one doesn't have reviews yet, but like it's still, that BSR is letting it get 3 sales a day. Okay. So they're making $4, $4 times 30, $120 a month. That's a game changer. They're just starting, right? So I hope these clues help you. These are not really clues. They're like step by step that I just gave you. But we need to be able to understand this, that let's just look differently. Let's say we found this phrase, cuss airplane coloring book, and we decided to change it to something that we're typing in. Okay. Now we see there's 431 results here. Let's scroll down. This first one's an ad. They're making $3 a day. Okay, airplane coloring book for kids. So there's this phrase is not even really coming up as number 1, right? And let's see above this. Okay, only 37 people are looking for this. Do you remember in the last page, there was actually almost 500 people? So just changing up keywords a tiny bit, you lose your search volume, and that's okay if it's relevant and you're passionate. But if you're trying to make money quickly and do it with the strategy that Amazon suggests, do not change things around, okay? Now, when you are looking at books, you can get clues for other books that are working, okay? And I would look at the BSR. See, I love this niche. Me and my kids kind of focused on this too, like not just airplanes in general, but like this is awesome. Second World War coloring book, okay? Very branded. Hello, 44 years old. This book's probably like made them hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you so you get a clear grasp on like what you can do better that maybe you're not doing yet. Let's pop over to BookBeam to really see the horsepower of this software. All right, so this is BookBeam. You can see Anna just said hi to me. The BookBeam team is an incredible company with lots of fun people that help people make more money with Amazon, okay? This is a third-party tracking tool. Every green thing you saw on my screen on Amazon was BookBeam. I'm under the keyword tool, and this is just, we're going to type in airplane coloring book, okay? And I love using BookBeam because it's pulling in lots of related data. And so when we name a book something, it gives us more clues into what is actually working so we can build out an entire brand or a book that's going to be discovered on Amazon, which I think is something that we must do every time we publish a book. Okay, so BookBeam's always rolling out features, and it's really fun to use. You saw me use it as a Chrome extension, and that saves me a ton of time. So I do have a coupon code for you that's below that saves you 10% or 15%, and that is an affiliate link. So any pennies or dollars that I get from that help me make more videos for you. On the screen, you can see Amazon keywords and you can see the search volume. So it shows us what is actually trending and what is not trending. And we can get more keywords about airplanes inside of here, okay? So this is a really, really neat feature. If we see a keyword that we're like, oh, I want to try that, we can literally click on it and it pops out a new window for us to see on Amazon, which is so cool, okay? So this is really powerful. I've been using this to, it helped me cross 6 figures, but it also helps me publish every single day. And it has been a game changer, in my opinion. And it's something that will help you along your journey. So please don't dismiss it. All right, so now that we've really broken down like some of the biggest things that people overlook, I want you to apply that. I want you to share in the comments below what you learned of like, I didn't realize this, or I'm going to go back to the basics and see this. I also have a free training coming up where we're going to get together on Zoom. We're going to chatter. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about the 3 biggest things that helped me to be able to cross 6 figures. And we're going to lay it out in a step-by-step so you have actionable advice or actionable steps or just a way to move forward, right? So please comment what type of videos you'd like to see in the future. There's always so helpful for me to help you. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you lots. Peace out.